Hello? Hello? What'd she say? She said that. To you? She was for real? Oh, okay. Okay. I'll be there in 5. Always gotta clean up some mess.
You're too blind, I'm too bad, you're too fine. Whole team up, fucked it up, the money coming. Bitch glued up now, look who I'm becoming. These days I can tell I'm running or I'm running. Coming from the block, set it up, get it jumping.
Hey y'all, it's Joalina, and I know y'all have seen the title and you're like, Joalina, but I thought the drama ended after high school. I thought we were grown now. I thought we were off the childish stuff. No. People in college be just as petty and childish as they are in high school. Some of them do not outgrow their little high school phase. So you need to be prepared to deal with it. Spring 2022, I would say, was quite frankly my worst semester at state. I was thrown into a whirlpool of drama I did not personally deserve, and it was just very unnecessary. It was the most unnecessary, most extra drama to have occurred. It really just like threw me off my game. It had me like, I'm not gonna like, it did have me like stumbling a bit. I was spending most of the summer fuming, just trying to come to terms with what happened, because one involved like what I thought was a really good friend. And honestly, like, I'm still mourning that loss a little. No, I'm not. I lied. I'm just lying for the sake of it. But check out my video. Do you need to cut off the fake friend? Because you probably do. Like, if you asking, you probably do. Nah. But I was like mad the entire summer. I'm not even gonna cap. But I will say it did put a fire inside of me. Like, as you can see, my YouTube really started kicking off like 6 months ago. That's because I was processing that stuff, and I'm like, let me put this into some outlets. Like, if I'm gonna be mad, at least let me put this energy into something. And I did. And I vowed that none of this will ever occur to me in a semester again. And you know what I did? I beat fall 22 up. I beat it up. GPA fixed. Relationships with professors, good. Social life, great. I would say, as of right now, fall 22 was the best semester I've ever had at state.
Real hot girl shit.
And I had to make an effort to rectify whatever spring 22 was. I was like, I do not want to experience that again. And I'm gonna help y'all have a good semester. But you just need to keep in mind that ultimately, like, I can give you as much advice as I can. I can give as much advice as I can, but you're gonna know your situation best, and you probably already know what you need to do inside of you. You just don't want to do it. I think I do want to do a video on that drama though at some point. I was really dead set on it back in summer, but then I was like, no, but you know what? I might do it this summer, upcoming summer. It's just like so much information to map out that I can tell it's probably gonna be like an hour long. So I don't know if I'm gonna do one video or split it in 2. It's just like so many receipts. Like, I have so many people to vouch for me that it happened. It was a lot. And it was just the most childish stuff. It was not necessary. It was not needed. Like, I don't really understand why it happened still. That's the thing that gets me. Like, I really don't know why most of that occurred. But we'll see. I'll update y'all. Y'all see in a couple months if there's an hour-long video, say story time, my fake friend in college. Y'all will see. Anyways, just know, like, it can be really difficult going through it. People like really underestimate how draining drama can be, just constantly dealing with that type of negativity. Just know, like, all losses aren't a bad thing. And as I've said in other videos, it does suck to lose a relationship with someone, even if they ultimately weren't good for you, because it's still like, oh, relationship gone. But just know, like, Usually God be removing people out of your life for a reason. It's for a reason. All right, y'all. I feel like I'm pretty well equipped to speak on this because I went for the storm and I lived and I'm thriving.
I'm that bitch.
And I want you to live and thrive as well. And really, prevention is honestly where we're gonna start at some point. We're gonna start soon. But I got my notes on my laptop right now. It's 5 pages. I was writing up a term because I was like, that's good. You need to let them know. And I'm gonna help y'all. I really am gonna help y'all. Because I know. So let's start off with, what does college drama look like? And why does it happen? So in college, friendships and friend groups have a tendency to form spontaneously. Almost too spontaneously, to the point that you don't really have the time to process how you truly feel about someone until a month in the friendship. So your true feelings don't really sink in for maybe weeks or months. So this could look like a friend of a friend not liking you, and that friend actually realizes, I don't really like her either, and they begin fanning that flame. It could be spreading around someone's business every time they're gone, or it's beefing with yourself and making it everyone else's problem. And I'm telling you, these people are not well in the head. Ils sont folles. Il y a quelque chose de mal ici, because they do be beefing with themselves and somehow bringing you into it. Like, I don't know. It's mental illness, for real. But what does it feel like? Tension. It's tension. Sometimes you don't know what it is, but there's this weird undercurrent of energy. I'm telling you, energy is like a real thing you need to be paying attention to, because sometimes you'll be feeling this weird undercurrent and you don't know what it is, but everybody else is uncomfortable too, because no one knows what's going on. Some people know what's going on, but it's definitely because someone has an issue somewhere and they're not addressing it. So there's this weird undercurrent until it simmers to the surface, because one way or another, it will eventually make its way to the surface, or it'll explode. Which that is very much a thing. You can sit there doing nothing and people will be mad at the way you're breathing. Tout ne va pas bien avec ces gens. Just know that. Tout ne va pas bien avec ces gens. Girl, I've mentioned this in another video, but I'm telling you, like, I was just sitting there with my friends at the pool. 2 not friends come up with 2 of my friends, and my friends are uncomfortable because those girls were talking about me, but we didn't know that at the time. They literally leave in like 5 seconds because they were bringing the whole vibe down. Like, one wasn't even dressed for the pool. Like, why are you here? But apparently, like, they were bad mouthing me the whole time. It's like, nobody told y'all to show up, first of all. But I was just sitting there looking cute. I didn't say anything. Like, I just said hi. But I was just having a good time. Like, I was doing nothing. So it's like, I don't know what y'all mad about. But that's a sign. That's what I'm talking about. People be driving themselves into a bad mood over you. That's beefing in your head. So on this note, come on, keep driving. Keep driving, making so much noise for what? But anyways, so on that note, college drama might look like it came from nowhere, but it never actually does. I'm not gonna like pretend, act like, oh, I'm so psychic, like, oh, I always know what would happen. Girl, if I knew what would happen, I wouldn't have gotten most of the mess I was in last semester. Last year, basically. Last year almost. I'm not gonna act like it's easy, because it's not. A lot of people like to play pretend, but I will say, as I've said in other videos, like, energy doesn't lie. You can't fake your energy. And that's why it's like, I can be polite to people I don't like, but I can't be kind. Like, I can't fake that because I don't like you. I'm not gonna be disrespectful just because I don't like you. That's not your fault. But I'm not gonna pretend like I'm your friend. But if drama seemed to blow up in your face, I can promise you it was definitely happening in the background somewhere. And by background, like behind you. This also includes passive aggression or being fake. Just stirring up mess. This can also be people who like to play telephone and run from person to person, spreading around morsels about what they were saying about the other person to try and rile people up, because some people do like drama. Anyways, we're really gonna get into this now. So preventative measures. Yeah, I'm about to clear with this. I put my soul into this. I put my all into this, so y'all better eat this up, gobble it, like let those morsels really absorb inside yourself and keep it in your brain. So the first thing I put for preventative measures is, if you have a problem, say something. This will save most incoming storms in the long run. I can tell you, most drama starts from people not communicating how they feel, and then the feelings of resentment or bitterness build up, and then one day out of the blue, it will blow up. I promise you, it will blow up. You cannot keep holding on to bitterness and resentment. But on the other hand, if you're not the one with the problem, and other people have a problem with you, but are doing everything, and I mean everything but saying it, please feel free to remove yourself out of the equation. You know, team communication, but it's like, if other people are at the point, if you're a full-grown adult and you don't know how to communicate with someone that you have a problem with them, and you can do everything but let them know you have a problem with them, is that really someone you want to be friends with? Not really. So I'm just saying, like, remove yourself from the equation. Remove yourself. Cause I'm telling you, like, why are you talking to everyone but the person you have a problem with? Y'all, there's like a lot of things I feel like I wish I would have done a bit differently. Not in regards to confronting people. I'm glad I confronted people. I wish I would have confronted them more, quite frankly. But y'all, tell me why, like, this girl was like clapping her hands and gesturing at me at this party with my other mutual friend. And honestly, I thought things were cool at the moment because, like, I had greeted them earlier that night. So it's like, I'm not in the mindset of, oh, let me go argue, let me go confront you. Like, of course I'm gonna still say something, but it's like, at a party the music's loud. It's like, do I really want to be arguing, going back and forth at a party? But honestly, I think I should have. Next time I will. I don't really care if you're a friend or not. If you gesture, if you're doing all this, clearly you want a drama, clearly you want a fight or something. So don't let people punk you. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, some people would just leave it, but honestly, I feel like when you leave stuff alone like that, that gives them the courage, that leaves them feeling bold, like they can continue to push you. So if you see something, just address it on the dots. If you have a problem, say something. I'm saying, like, if other people have a problem with you, it's not like your problem for real. But I'm just saying, like, you kind of set the precedent for how people treat you. Anyways, as I was saying earlier, you do not have to be rude to people you realize you don't like. The issue just comes in when you pretend to act like y'all are good friends, or you act like the friendship can be restored to what it previously was, fake friend. So I would also recommend minimize talking about someone behind their back if you have not bothered to tell them what your issue is. I'm gonna say, like, people will respect you a lot more if you're upfront about how you feel rather than faking it. And this route definitely is not the easiest, to be completely honest about how you feel about someone, but it's a lot better to be surrounded by people who are there for your truth rather than your deception. This is also a good way to weed out people that are fake. Don't like confrontation, because you'll figure out real fast some people don't like confrontation, and that's really up to you if you can deal with someone who will refuse to hold themselves accountable for anything. Most people, that's a no. But it also gets out users, people want to overstep boundaries, all the gross trio. So this is a new bullet point, but along the same vein. Enforce your boundaries, as in cut people off and call out those who are crossing it. Like, If someone's clearly talking about you behind your back in plain view, you should say something. See something, say something. Okay? See something, say something. If you have a problem, say something. Say something. On to the next point. So, address things before they get out of control. If you have a problem with someone, especially in the case with friend groups, I was in friend group drama, y'all, so I'm gonna tell you all about the friend group. You do not want to go around to everyone but the person you have a problem with and complain about them, because ultimately that creates a bigger problem for you, wherein the issue is not solved, but now you have the additional stress that someone might go and snitch on you to the person you're talking about, and that person is just gonna have to take their interpretation of what you said. You don't even get to say what you wanted to say. And in this case, I would say if you're confronting someone about what they said, I would cross-reference information. Because once again, some people like to lie just to be messy. If multiple friends are saying the same thing, there's a good chance there's probably some truth to it. If some people seem to feel bad that they didn't say anything when it was being said in the moment, there's probably some truth to it. As in, like, they didn't defend you in the moment. If they seem to feel any guilt for that, there's a good chance it was true. So I would say, like, it doesn't hurt to confront someone who has, like, a lot to yap, 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 like a little dog. But if people are stubborn, too stubborn for y'all to reach a common ground on, that's probably a loss. But all losses are not necessarily bad. Don't forget that. Y'all, you can say what you want about it. You can call this petty, I don't care. But be very cautious about people who are real witchy with people you've had bad falling outs with. I don't care. They can't be trusted. If, like, once again, you were in a friend group and you had a falling out, I feel like there's just always going to be some people you can trust more than others. That's just, like, the nature of it. That's the nature of it. But if they get information that can be weaponized against you, that could be a problem. And this includes friends of friends in general. Friends of friends in general have a tendency to cause problems, is what I've noticed. It's always the side characters. It's usually not someone like I'm real cool with. It's usually like side characters trying to start mess. And on that note, don't say any business that you can't handle being spread around. As in, if this news were to get out the next day, would you have like a mental breakdown? Don't share it. For this point, be careful who you talk about. Know who's cool with each other. Get mad at me all you want, but everybody talks crap. Y'all can pretend like you don't, but you definitely do. Like, I don't want to see the perfect police talking about, oh, I never talk about other people. I talk about people that deserve to be talked about. I try to keep it to a minimum. Like, I try to keep it positive because I like uplifting other people, especially people in my community. Like, we already have enough negativity, so I try to limit it. But people who deserve it, I'ma drag you. I'm not gonna feel bad. But we all talk about people. That's kind of like a part of connecting. We talk about other people to people. But the key is, don't make it a habit. Don't just be talking to talk. And make sure you're not talking crap about someone to their bestie. And I'm gonna say, here's the biggest rule of all. The biggest rule of all, and I bolded this. If you're gonna talk crap about someone and they confront you about what you said, stand by what you said. If you can only act big and bad, huffing and puffing whenever they're out the room, and the instant they look at you, you're scared, you look weak and weird. Weak and weird. Stand by what you say. Don't be all, oh, no. That's not what I'm... No, it is what you meant. It is what you meant. But now you're in the awkward position of having to confront it. You look weak and weird. Don't be weak and weird. Mind y'all, this is how I found out my friend was fake. She was literally like talking crap about me to the entire friend group, as if that's not a group full of people that love me. And y'all can say what you want. Oh, why was no one defending you then? Girl, go ask them. They're all non-confrontational. Go ask them. But you can say what you want, but my bestie came and told me everything that was happening, and I was like, okay, I'm real saying that's not a mad shady. No, but like, real love to my friends, because I know how much of an awkward position that puts you in when two friends are fighting, and you don't really want to get involved in it yourself, but you don't like what's being said. So not too much on them. They're trying their best. Like, lots of love to y'all, especially the one that brought it to my attention. Like, I really do love and appreciate y'all. Just like, mind you, that kind of stuff that can get you in real deep water if the person the friend runs to has a tendency to get mad. Like, that can get you beat up. So don't run your mouth about people to just anyone. And you don't really, like, I honestly, me myself, I just be asking people, like, you cool? You like, are you cool with these people? Because I'm nosy, I don't care. And honestly, that's the thing. My theme word last year was confrontational, but I feel like a lot of y'all should make your theme word this year confrontational. No more of this passive stuff. No more of this non-confrontational stuff. Like, if you have a problem, say something. If you know something not right is happening, say something. You just have to be ready to be in conflict, honestly. Conflict's not the worst thing. That's how you work through issues. But I feel like everyone's just so afraid of being put in an awkward position that they just don't say anything at all. And then people think it's okay to keep running their mouth. Y'all, I almost forgot about one of the most important points, which is cutting people off that seem drama-oriented, also known as messy people. This is cutting the problem at its source. So people that have bad vibes, are negative, always complaining, somehow always the victim, are not people you want to be around. This also includes people that everyone seems to have a problem with. And if you go to people, it's usually similar reasons. If a lot of people seem to have problems with someone, the same person, it's usually a problem with them. And that's why I'm putting also, they always seem to be the victim. It's probably them. In this section as well, do not force or rekindle relationships with people for the sake of the friend group. No friend groups with your sanity. I promise you. And on that vein, please have other friends you can go to, maybe even other friend groups you can hang out with, just in case like the friend group wants to retain this person and they're always in your face. This one's not always in my face, but I will say, like, back in March, because that's really when stuff really went down. Well, part of stuff really went down. I literally created a whole new friend group to go to an event with, because it's like I did not want to really see her. Boom. The keywords I put for this section were trusting your intuition and first impression of people, and trusting your decisions to let go of people. All right, next section. Damage control, because you can do everything right and still end up in some mess. First point, most important point, don't let drama suck you in, but make a decision to do something. Easier said than done, I know, but you should do something about it. I'm never gonna advise you to just ignore it. The only exception is if nobody is taking up with you what their problem is, leave them alone. If they're beefing by themselves, clearly they like doing it, so I would just leave them. But generally, I feel like not confronting someone does not make the problem go away. It just means it's in the background. But also keep in mind, is this an important person? Is this someone you care about really? Because if it's not, I feel like just leave it alone. Like, if it's someone's like side character friend of a friend, who cares really? I don't. Point 2. Number 2. Confront people ASAP. No, Rocky. I'm so serious. I'm saying ASAP because if you come in 2 months later talking about people's behavior, they are going to spin that was a while ago. line like there's no tomorrow, I promise you. You can't even really come in like 2 weeks later talking about something. They're gonna be like, that happened a while ago. Like, if you had a problem, why didn't you say something earlier? Do it as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Shut stuff down. If people want to be clowns, let them be the circus, but at least try and shut it down ASAP. So you will see how seriously people take this. Like, if every time you try to schedule a time to talk, and it can be on the phone too, it doesn't have to be in person. It can be a phone call, but they're no show, just hard block at that point. That's very childish. No more relationship. But if you're coming to the realization that this is like a really drama-centric person that actually really feeds off of this stuff and enjoys it, you might just have to put your ego to the side and block them. I'll say, get the last word in though. Get the last word in and then block them. I'm not above being petty. If you've been doing the same reconciliation stuff with the same person over and over again, you need to stop. I'm talking the past Joalina too. I originally put don't have the same conversation with someone more than 2 times, but honestly, it shouldn't be more than once. But you know how many times I did it? Not once, not 2 times, I did it 4 times. I tried to reconcile things like 4 times with the same person. Girl, clearly it's not working. This is going nowhere. I will say that first conversation is probably all you need. Next point, number 3. Watch what you post on social media. I'm telling you, like, your sub posts do get around. You probably already know who's spreading it. I'm gonna be so real. If you don't, check who's viewing your stuff. If it somehow reaches people that are blocked, it's honestly really easy to guess. It's not like that hard to put 2 and 2 together. But yes, your subs do reach people. During these type of times, it's really good to have reliable friends that you can lean on, that you can vent to. And I would say it's good to have people outside of that dynamic, whether it's a friend group or one friend, to talk to about this, because it is very draining. As I said before, it is draining to deal with. It's not that fun either. It's annoying. But make sure you have friends willing to fight for you. Another point I wanted to add in damage control is do not leave situations ambiguous where weirdos feel comfortable enough that they can slide back in. It should be hostile enough that they know that they can't slide back in. Because those same people that were causing all that mess, being disrespectful, were very surprised to find out that I still don't F with them months later. Because yes, you made your decision. Stay over there. I'm a personal believer, grudges are perfectly fine for people that are not your friends. So now the aftermath. The storm has wreaked its havoc. Y'all have probably exchanged a few fiery words. It's over with. So you think. First point. Do not keep an eye up. Do not keep an eye on or keep up with weirdos. And I am telling you, these people should be blocked at this point. Why are they not blocked? Do not allow them to keep viewing your stuff. Don't be like, oh, they need to see me from. No more access. Block it. Gone. If things are on bad terms, they should not know where you are or what you're up to. So be cautious about people that constantly bring them up, and be wary about neutral friends. No shade to y'all. But neutral friends, weed out the sympathizers. And when you're caught up in all this, sometimes you be forgetting what you're here for. This is not high school anymore. You're here for a degree. Redirect anger into studying, exercising, creative outlets, all the shebang, like the whole shebang. Personally, I'm a firm believer in never allow people to disrespect you a second time. I put do not forgive, do not forget, but honestly, I will say I guess I forgave these people. I guess. I guess. But don't forget. But you can move on. Just be thankful like God removed these people from your life, because clearly they're not meant to be there if they're causing all this strife. I will say, like, I'm real serious. Like, you need to stand by firm. If people like hardcore disrespected you, you need to make sure they do not get another chance. Like, second chances do not need to be given for everything. These same people that were causing all this mess were surprised a few months later when I didn't want to drive one of them. First of all, why would you think it would be a good idea to get in a car I'm driving? They would say, oh wow, she's still mad because somehow they figured out my YouTube. So if y'all are watching it, I see y'all raggedy behinds on here. Like, I see you raggedy broads. Click off, stay on my stuff. Don't worry about me. But I will say, like, people really will try to pretend like they didn't try to play you just because some time passed. And time passing is not an apology. You should not take it as an apology. You can take apologies if you want, but you should not let those people back in, because they demonstrated that they are willing to hurt you to a serious degree just because they can. Don't go through it a second time. Be smarter. I mean, my friends say I'm not a forgiving person. I don't seem like a forgiving person. I feel like I'm a really forgiving person, and that was my issue last year. So I'm like, my heart a little icier. Duh. Anyways, we are in the ultimately section. This just says ultimately. So this is being heavily pushed by me because I didn't do it before. But now I'm starting to understand it. Do not hesitate to hard block people. Don't wait around to see what people are gonna do. This is not a game show where you get points for waiting and doing stuff. Just hard block them. If you have a weird feeling about someone, that's a hard block. If they feel some type of way, oh well. It's your space, you can curate it. Trust your intuition early on how you feel about people. It's usually right. If most of a group is targeting you, you can't usually trust people in that group, because this was an entire trio of idiots that were coming for me, and one was trying to mediate. You're on her side already. Stop. Understand, like, you're young and you're bound to make mistakes. You can't really predict, you can't guess how people feel about you. As I'm saying, like, you're not a mind reader. It's not your job to anticipate people might dislike you. So it's okay if you end up in some mess regardless. I promise you, it's not gonna be the end of the world if you end up in some drama. It's gonna pick you up like a tornado, maybe spin you around a little, but you're gonna be all right. Just make sure you have your support system. Make sure you got your journal. Make sure you got your activities. If you do kickboxing, any type of physical activity that can really get that anger out, that's real good too. But I promise you, like, you're gonna live through the storm. You're gonna power through, and you're gonna kill it next time. Don't worry too much. Like, there's nothing wrong with believing in the best of people and pouring love into them. You shouldn't let it make you like a bitter, angry person, like, I'm never gonna love anyone else again. No, you're gonna find your people. Don't worry, don't stress it. Like, L's are just lessons. Not all losses are bad. Like, and if your friends have been in drama too, take those tales as precautions. But ultimately, like, it really is not the end of the world. Also, you have a test on Friday, go study. Hey y'all, I hope this was helpful to you. This was helpful to you, it was. Like, I was dropping nothing but facts and gems. But make sure to comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what I should do videos on in the future, because I don't think that boundaries video coming out anytime soon. But anyways, I love y'all. Bye. Quick fit check. You know, first day we wear pink. Every day is a pink day. Mm.